I don't want to strive. I don't want to strive.
Yeah.
And so there's a part of me that's like, Brandie, do you even want that? Do you want to do that? Like, what do you really, really want for yourself? And so like, there's just all this pushing and pulling. And I think I don't feel like the same person who thought I wanted all these, whatever. I don't feel like that anymore.
We have to make space for the fact that, yes, indeed, there is a surrendering, right? Like, yes, indeed, there is a shedding and there is a grief to that.
Who am I becoming, and also who am I unbecoming? Like, what are the things that have been like, this is how I'm wired, believed, or was taught to believe, and like, what if it doesn't? It's not me. So I think of myself as unbecoming.
Welcome to Deeply Well, a soft place to land in your journey. A podcast for those that are curious, creative, and ready to expand in higher consciousness and self-care. This is where we heal. This is where we become. Welcome back to the show. I am your host, Devi Brown. As always, I am so grateful that you're here. I'm excited for today's conversation. I just feel a certain energy. I feel like we're going to go some places. I have a very, very special guest. And in this episode, we're really going to be exploring what it means to live freely, to create intentionally, and to nourish our inner lives. Our guest today is writer and visionary whose work is a balm for the soul, Brandie Freely. Brandie is the author of 5 books, including her latest, Sundays and Other Musings, and is the founder and host of the Escapism Retreat. Through her powerful TEDx talk, The Truth About Living Freely, and over 2 decades of writing, teaching, and facilitating, Brandie has touched thousands with her wisdom. An unassuming powerhouse in the wellness space, Brandie's words flow like water, nourishing our roots and supporting our growth. She is a transformation doula, a well-living coach, facilitator, creative director, wife, mother, and sister friend. Today, we are going to dive into her journey, what it means to craft a life that is rooted in truth and creativity, and all the tools that we can use to cultivate more freedom and well-being in our everyday lives. Let's welcome to the show, the luminous Brandie Freely.
Thank you so much. So great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, this is actually our second attempt at doing this show. We recorded an episode, things didn't go as planned, and so we revisited it a few weeks later, which I'm so happy. Because I do feel like that episode was great. Maybe one day it'll all make sense and we'll have like a deep cut. But I feel like this is the exact right time.
I like, okay, this is how it was supposed to go. Yeah. Just as simple as that, Yeah.
I'm trying to stay like, I'm like, what did I ask before? And did we already say that?
Right. No, whatever conversation happens.
So first and foremost, something I want to do is show everyone, especially if you are watching on YouTube, this beautiful book. Look at this gorgeous cover, Sundays and Other Musings. And, what I really love is I feel like we have a similar feeling of what it is to be soft.
Yeah.
And what it is to be present.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think that was like the connection, like, oh, you see the world similarly to me. Yeah.
Like, I think we see beauty very similarly. And in a very like nuanced way.
Yeah, very.
Simplified yet complex is what I'll say.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
It is, right? Because it's not that simple. And mainly because you can miss it if you're not really paying attention. So that's what makes it not as simple, because it's like, you can miss it.
Yeah, it's like a high observation, right? Like even catching the second between the second.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
love that.
Me too.
And that's what, when I hold your book, I see the intention of that. And when I open the pages, I see really the intention of that. It's a very beautiful teaching of, I think for some that might find this, that experience beauty or the present moment differently, they would find this book and be invited into kind of how to rewire visually, how to take in softness, how to take in information, how to build the capacity for slow reflection.
Thank you for saying that, because I did really like the design of it was so important, and it took a long time, and like there would be moments where I was like, it doesn't feel right. So then I'd have to sit with it for weeks and then go back to the design of it. So that means a lot. And, you know, it's back to that whole thing about beauty. And I just think for me, like the way I experience the world, I want it to be beautiful in every way, every single detail. And so I try to create that as much as possible, you know?
Tell me more about that. Tell me how do you feel about beauty? How do you find beauty?
Yeah.
And when did you first discover beauty as a tool, as an ally on the path of healing?
Yeah. I mean, you know, and we hear it all the time, but like even just creating the space at home, I mean, I can't even express, but every single detail for me has to have some kind of beauty behind it for me to like feel alive. But that said, like I find beauty in like even in ruin, right? So like I'm just always, I think it's like I like to say I'm so grateful for eyes that can see beauty, so I can find it anywhere. And I think that is how I cultivate it, by always looking for it. I'm looking to find something beautiful every single day. Even, I mean, as simple as like cooking, baking, you know what I mean? Chopping vegetables, like what's beautiful about it? Like the fragrance, you know what I mean? It changes the experience. Music, like I'm a big, like put on some bossa nova, that makes things beautiful. You know what I mean?
And I'm hearing the layering in that, the layering of beauty.
Yeah. Like you're really like creating, like an artist, you know, you're painting a beautiful life and you have to think about every detail of it. You can't, like I say, you can't skip over something. You can't miss any parts of it, but it is a very intentional practice, you know, because your mind is like wired always like, well, where's the beauty? You know, where's the beauty in that? And you're just looking for it. And then it just starts popping up, because I find that like, you know, as your eyes are fixed to it, you see it more, you know, you find it easier. So yeah. And definitely it's a tool. Because on like the worst days, you know, you've practiced it so much, you know how to find the beauty.
You can still find it.
You can still find it because you've practiced, you know? So what about you? Because I know, like we said, we have similar eyes, right? So like how's beauty played a part in your life?
Thank you for asking me that. There's this like kind of like just personal statement that I say to myself, or I sometimes like, you know, will put on like my stories, but it's like, make love to your life, make it art. And that is like how I feel about every day. Like I feel like, and for those that have been like part of my journey for a longer stretch, like my relationship with, I've always loved beauty and aesthetic. Like, first of all, like always, to the point where if I'm in like a room, like even in childhood that was like messy or didn't make sense, right? Like it was just filled with things that didn't go together. It felt so disruptive to my system. Like it was really hard to be in spaces that don't have intention or don't, which certainly is not always possible, right? Like that is, there's so many layers to that, you know, and that was part of my childhood, right? It was kind of like, you find things, you get, you know, but it was so disruptive. Or like if I'd go to like, you know, parts of the city that because of systemic oppression don't get as much help or as much, you know, funding to have like parks or things. Like I could sense it on such like a deep core level that something really important was missing from my experience. And I understand. Right? Yeah. And then when I would have the opportunity at my mom has always had an eye for beauty too. She's a Taurus. Too. Okay. Yeah. My mom is like very connected at the core of her, very connected to beauty. So I did get that sense because my mom like loved the arts and, just like, theater. And so her beauty was in that. It was more in like taking me to plays or giving me access to see, just artists create. But I would say like I got so much exposure to beauty and intention through people that were placed in my life. Like my godparents always lived in the Hancock Park area, which is, for those that know LA, it's a really special part of LA. It's classic LA. There's a lot of those, Spanish revival homes from the 20s with the terracotta roofs and, the green lining around the windows. And there was a lot of Art Deco, and just that's something I love about LA. Like you can find architectural beauty. So when I would go in their space, I would see, like beautiful like garden, or I would see bougainvillea, which is like very striking for me. And little pieces of arts picked up in their travels, and that shaped my style so much. Like there are just so many things I do just like them in my home in the way that I style things. But then I would say I realized beauty was an ally. I've always also been repelled by like manipulative beauty. I think that's the way I would say it. Like the way beauty and trend is sold to us, in our generation, especially in like the 90s and the early aughts. And like we had such hard standards. But as I got older, my relationship to beauty really shifted when I'd be in like moments of deep pain and deep darkness. And literally it's like it was the gulp of air. I at those times called it finding tiny joys. I'd be like, find your tiny joy, just like a little bit, like do more with less, just a little bit, find a taste of it, but on my hardest times, when I look back, even at younger ages, I'd drive straight to the beach.
Oh my gosh,
like
Devi.
if a breakup happened or something, I'd get in my little Jeep and I would just beeline for the ocean and go sit and watch it, or I'd take myself to a museum. But it's the moments with like flowers, like gardens, like trees, noticing a bee pollinating a flower, or the sway of a tree, the brief, greeting of a wind chime a couple houses over when the wind blows. Like my ears find it every time. Like my eyes, like it's like I can hear ants. Like that's how I can find beauty. And it really helped me not just survive, but like I think want to be here, in some of the harder times, like want to stay here, and good. I think, and I would love to get in this with you because I find that we kind of talk, even last time coming into and out of the podcast studio, or this time getting ready to walk in, like we're kind of in the nuance of daily life of what it is to be someone in the world that offers tools, that offers pieces of ourselves in certain ways that, intend to help in healing. But then also just being like human women, right? And mothers and people that are as confused by the world as everyone else. And, it's like days like this that I feel so grateful for a beauty practice, because when everything falls apart, I cannot save the world. I can't. I can't.
No.
I can do what I can. I can try. I can serve in the capacities that I'm able, but I can't change all of it.
No. And that's hard.
It's hard.
It's very hard, because you can clearly see how it could be so simple. But it's not. And that's hard. So I understand that fully, And Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, one of the things that we were kind of talking in our mystery episode was kind of around burnout, right? And and I know you just got back from your sabbatical where you got to be nourished by the land and nature and, the people who were the first to love you.
Yeah.
And so just kind of, I'd love to hear you speak to that, what it is to the weight sometimes of holding space and growing community, and then also how you meet those needs when you are feeling, kind of on the edge.
Yeah. I mean, you spoke to the people who first loved me going home. First of all, the privilege to go home, to be able to go home and have a place called home and to have parents there and brothers, and family to hold me, I recognize what a privilege and what a blessing. And then I think too, just the call and the pull to know that I need to go home. You know what I'm saying? And I did. And, burnout, absolutely. I felt it. And I also realized that a lot of people in the space that we're in feel it as well. And I think because, we've shown up as much as we can in as many ways as we possibly can to pour and pour. And typically I'm replenished by the pouring. Like it's this thing where as I'm pouring, it's like God is refilling me. And I think this time it was all of the pouring, but there was this extra drain coming from the world. So it was, honestly, it has been too much for me. Yeah. It has just been too much to try and hold space and to pour from a cup that is empty. And I am not a glass half empty kind of girl at all. Never have been. I'm like you. I've always been drawn to beauty and beauty.
Innately optimistic.
Yes, innately optimistic, and I can find some good. Yeah. I can find it. You know what I mean? But I think it has been hard to locate it in this world today. And I think I was really on the brink of losing my mind a little bit, because I don't know how to be in that space of heaviness for that long. It was lasting for a really, really long time. And I couldn't find my way out. So I went home. And I think I tapped back into the kind of beauty that has always fixed me, which is just good old country living. Shoes off in the grass, hammocks in between trees, swatting off mosquitoes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hearing my mom and dad as they are, they're a little wild, they're funny, but just their voices, I needed it. I needed to return to that simple living, and it came at a cost, literally. I wasn't making money. If I'm not, and that's the thing, right? If I'm not pouring and I'm not doing the thing, then I'm as an entrepreneur, if we're not working, then, we're not making money. And I had to sacrifice that. And I felt like it was worth it to take my soft summer sabbatical, and refill and replenish. And I will say that I'm not fixed, because I came right back home and then the world was still heavy. Yeah. And I was like, no, but, just trying to make room to hold it and to be okay. And I think what I'm coming to realize now is that it's okay. And we say this all the time when we know this, it's okay to not be okay, but even for extended periods of time, I don't think I'm going to be okay for a while. And so I'm going to have to find ways to keep hope and to keep my dreams and to still find the beauty and to still find those simple joys and to continue to pour into others and say, hey, let me help you find it. If you're having a hard time too, I think this is the time really to lean into this thing that I'm really good at, which is finding beauty and help other people find it, because it's just heavy right now. And I think I can look around at like, you know, my peers in this space and they're all saying the same thing. And I think it's because we need to allow ourselves, not just people in this space, but all of us, we need to allow ourselves to not be okay.
Yeah.
And just accept that it's not okay right now. It's not. It doesn't feel okay, but I can still take a drive to the beach. I can still go sit by the water. I can still look up and see a God wink and say, thank you, God. I can still be grateful. I can still find some good because I have to.
Yeah. There's no other choice.
I have to. I was about to lose my mind for sure. Like, and I've never been that close to it, but I was like, and I always say no one's exempt from losing our mind. Like, I don't care how good you are at like recentering and like, you know what I mean? But we are all this close to really like losing our minds. And I felt myself get in there and I was like, okay, let me stop. No money, whatever. Like I have a home, I can go home. I'm going to go home, you know, and I spent like 2 months back and forth, but like mostly at home. Yeah.
I think that the part of me that's like also a sister friend, like I'm like, no, you have mics in front of you.
Yeah.
So I want to be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But
you can ask.
If you feel that it's helpful and relevant for anyone listening, like what are some of the themes that you're feeling?
Ooh, so many, because also I turned 40 last year. So
welcome to the fourth floor.
You know, so that's a thing.
That's a thing, baby.
Ooh, that's a thing. Because you just like, it's like you switch lenses. It's like, oh, take off my 30 something lenses and put on my 40 something ones now. And
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Feels just like that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. Like, you know, so I'm seeing things differently. And so there's that. There is hormonal shifts.
Yeah.
I have chronic pain.
Yeah.
I, you know, struggle with diet and things because I've been a little skinny mini my whole life. And then all of a sudden I'm actually 40 pounds heavier than I should be for my body type.
Yeah.
And so there's what comes with that and how that feels in my gut, right? So I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Right. I'm a mom.
Also, you fine. Like you're gorgeous. You're stunning.
Thank you so
Your body
much.
is amazing.
Thank you so much.
I hear you and I feel you. And yeah.
So there's that. And there's so I'll say it like this. I am a very I'm a loner big time. Like I love my solitude.
Yeah.
And I also am a big, I'm gonna make up a word, but a big liver. Like I want to live and experience all the things. Like I want to feel all the things and I want to do all the things. I think that at 40, I've been married for 8 years. California, I've been living here for about 8 years. I have 2 children. And I feel like my youth is slipping away. Not in this way where I'm like pressured about time, or it's not that, but it's just facts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this is like the last of my youth, this 40th decade, right? And then I'm 50 and I pray to God like I still feel good, look good. You know what I'm saying? But you're 50 going into 60 and I love all my girlfriends that are in their 50s are living it up, right? So I look forward to that. But I just know that this is facts. Like the timeline is going on. And so there is I grieve, I think, versions of me that I may never get to be. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And like, so like, I'm probably not going to get to do that. Like, or I missed that opportunity. That for me is like a big thing. Right. So in this, like, I'm about to lose my mind stuff, it's like the world, it's my world.
Yeah.
It is, you know, who am I becoming, and also who am I unbecoming? Like, what are the things that have been like, this is how I'm wired, this is what I've always believed or was taught to believe, and like, what if it doesn't, it's not me. So I think of myself as unbecoming, really, over becoming, because most of it is me figuring out what is not me, what I don't want. And a lot of my life, I've done it by the book as much as I can, with my little adventurous rebel spirit in tow. Like, I've tried to do it by the book, and then there's always that side of me that's like, but what about the adventure of it? Like, are you missing the adventure? Like, what do you really want? And I'm constantly considering and reconsidering what I want. And so right now there's not a settling feeling in my spirit. I'm like, part of me wants to pack up my bags and move to anywhere else. But I have to consider my children, and I'm married. And so that part is like a tug of war, because I'm still just me, you know, I'm just Brandie, and I have to consider all these things that I signed up for. Like, I did it. I said yes, and I do. And it was a great decision. And I'm married to an amazing person, and I'm still me. Right. And so I have these pulls and pushes. And I just want to do right. And I want to be an example for my daughter and my son. So it's like, again, it's just holding all of this, especially when you have just an inkling of good sense. Like, you know that you can't just run around doing whatever you want to do. And sometimes that can feel, for me, like I'm stuck. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's me trying to say it in a way that hopefully does not, you know.
I mean, I feel, I thank you for the fullness of that answer, and the complexity and the layers of it, because I think that is so incredibly relatable to so many people listening right now, to millions upon millions of women, you know. And it's like, it's there is a heaviness to it. There is some confusion about it. There is, you know, just a beholding of all of it at once. And it's like, that is also part of the intended path of what aging brings us as well. And it's interesting, because it's all true, right? In so many ways. And so we are grappling, especially on milestone years or milestone decades, we are grappling with the past, present, and the future all at once. And I think, especially if we are doing a lot and raising children, it's like, it is coming in, and you're saying, oh, wow. Like, I'm seeing all of this, and I'm also now having to do, because this is my belief, right? And I don't, maybe if I looked up, I'll spend time later looking up studies on this, if any exist, but the way it's come to me, the way I'm experiencing it, is you're also like sunsetting certain core memories. Like, I feel like there is this rewiring and adjustment happening inside, where the things you might have spent your life thinking about up until 40, you're retiring many of those thoughts, many of those beliefs, goals, core memories, kind of like in the movie Inside Out, when, you know, they go into the memory abyss, where there's just all these memories that aren't necessary to grab, to have at the forefront, to have access to. So I think that's some of what's happening. And then now we're kind of calibrating to think about the last 10 years for this 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, up until 40, you are thinking so much about your childhood all the time. It starts in your 30s. Like, you start thinking about what it meant, what it didn't mean, what needs to be healed and processed, you know, what you've been pushing down under the surface. And then you're thinking about present moment career and all of the kind of faster moves you need to make in that decade. And then I think you hit 40 and you're done. You've already thought your childhood to death. You know, it's like you've already gotten to the cores. And so then you start thinking about well, what was my 20s like? Like, it's the first time you really think about the significance of the decisions you made or didn't make in your 20s.
That's so true.
And the beginning of your 30s, right? And a lot of it is related to purpose. How did I set myself up?
Yeah.
What did I want to be? Did I become that?
Yeah.
But it's not, necessarily because any of it is right or true or necessary or that's what you should have done. It's just now this is where the room is. You have space to review all of it.
Yeah.
But you're reviewing all of it while you're also in the midst of such a centerpiece of the lived experience. Like,
that's good.
That age, it really opens up the next trajectory fully.
It does.
And it's a new way of being with yourself because, for many of us, and I hope this for all of us, but you're in a state where ideally, you know who you are.
Ideally.
Right? Ideally. And that there's still some settling in with that.
Yeah.
But, for those, my experience, it's like, what you're made of.
Yeah, for sure.
You have a clear understanding, hopefully, of like how life moves for you. You have a lot of historical proof.
Yeah. That
right?
part.
A
That
lot
is
of
the
historical
part.
proof.
That's the thing. That's big.
Yeah.
Because I think about even just the way I trust God. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like for instance, with this summer sabbatical, knowing I wasn't making any money, I was like, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because historically, when I look back over my life, the years have taught me it will be just fine. Like
Yeah.
I have proof of it. You know what I mean? Like I can look back.
Just fine.
It literally will be just fine.
It's like that to me is always one of the biggest saving graces that I trust. Like even if I'm in moments of confusion or hardship, I'm always like, I tap my core, I say my name to myself, and then I say, but what is historically true about your life? What is historically true about the way God uses you?
Yes.
And then it's like you have all the proof you need.
You have all the proof. So move like that.
Yeah.
Move like it. You know? And I think too, going into my 40s, I want to move like that. I want to move sure and slow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I if I'm being honest, and I love what I get to do, I wish I could just do it for free when it feels good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then just garden the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And like, you know,
Ooh,
and write.
you.
And
yes,
do you know
Lord.
what I'm saying?
See what you have done for others.
Right. Like that is,
Because she's ready to delete all social media.
I don't want to do it
disappear
anymore.
and just
I'm struggling.
serve as I can and then garden and raise my child.
Yes. That's, and so there's the tug there.
Yeah.
Because you know, I don't want to strive. I don't want to strive.
Yeah.
And so there's a part of me that's like, Brandie, you could be doing whatever, right? You could be doing all these things. And so then, you know, that little person that talks to you over here is like, well, why aren't you, you know? And then like the self-doubt creeps in, whatever. And then the other side is like, but do you even want that? Do you want to do that? Like, what do you really, really want for yourself? And so like, there's just all this pushing and pulling. And I think coming into my 40s and being like, wait a minute, like, I don't know. I need to think about this because I don't feel like the same person who thought I wanted all these, whatever. I don't feel like that anymore. And so now what do I do with that? Like, how do I move now?
Yeah.
You know, and
you know, what's so interesting in what you're saying, like what I'm hearing in it is like, in this moment, we have to make space for the fact that, yes, indeed, there is a surrendering, right? Like, yes, indeed, there is a shedding, right? Like there are certain things that we may have held as valuable and thought would always exist about ourselves, about our bodies, about everything. Yeah. And there is a shed, and it's not because it's wrong or bad, but there is an evolutionary juncture in the road where there are shifts mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and you are being recalibrated and replaced in your own life. And there is a grief to that.
There is,
you know, and there is a getting used to that. But that is, of course, if we are lucky enough to continue to be alive,
Yeah.
that will come for every single living creature that has ever touched foot or paw on earth, you know? And there is a deep, a deep observation and noticing of that, right? Like where sexiness changes, right? Where beauty changes form, where we had mastered the art of beauty, and now things about us are changing, and so you're learning new ways of even being beautiful, of being with yourself and your body, of
which is
up.
such a what a rich experience. You know, life. It's so, I mean, I can't, the only word that comes to mind is rich, because, and I guess only when you're paying attention. Right? Like you can miss it. You really can, but it becomes beautiful when you think about it as like, oh, I just hit another fork in the road. How cool, how neat, how amazing is that? I can go this way, I can go that way. You know, what a blessing to be alive, to get to decide. You know, and so even though it can be this thing that feels heavy in the moment, but you still get to live this life where you get to go this way or that way, and you get to decide this, and you get to decide who's in your life,
There's
who's
still
in your
choices.
There's still these choices, and
that is like so interesting, right? Because the fear, it feels like, is that now there's a limitation in choice. Where like when you're young, that is a freedom you take for granted, and then hopefully you realize what's happening and you use it. But it's an endless amount of choices and possibility, right? But when you do, as you age, you lock into things that become pieces of your life, and that limits choice.
Exactly.
And so there is a grief of how many choices one has access to.
That's it.
Wow.
Yes. And there's a grief there, right? That we have to somewhat, because what I've been thinking about is, okay, so I'm 40, and then I'm 50, and then I'm 60. At some point, like I can imagine being 60 or 70, the choices feel even less, because they actually are, if we're being honest.
They are, and they're different.
They're different.
Yeah,
and
they're very different.
Yeah, and so we have to find a way, like you said, we got to sit with it and hold it, because so I think that's
And even as and that, I think there's big ways that happens, right? Because now also there are things that happen that you don't choose, right?
There
like,
are, for sure.
Especially health related and body related.
Absolutely.
And, you know, something we did expand on in our mystery episode was that both of us live with chronic pain and navigating what it is to do that, right? For your whole life, and to be an optimist, and to be, you know, someone that is people that are profoundly into self-work and self-actualization, and the part that kind of pain and, you know, to kind of weave that back into where we are with choice. It's like, you do have less choices, right? In your health and in what goes on with it. And you don't, if you need a surgery, if something doesn't work in the same way anymore, if now you can't do certain things because your body can't tolerate it, or you have to do more things you don't necessarily want to do because you need it. And there is, I think there is a burdening that happens and we're still very young. We're so young.
Right.
But there is like a burdening that happens at every new decade, and a removal of access to certain choices and certain possibilities. It does change form, but we have to make peace that you're now in a different category of choices, and the choices you make are within a certain structure.
You know what's good about it though? Because I'm thinking about it as you're talking. This is so good. This idea of the choices are, the thing is, and you talk to older women and things like that, but it's like things are so simplified for them. It's like as they get more and more simple, you're okay with less choices.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's the beauty.
And
in
you're
it.
Grateful for the space and the ease, right?
And
because
the ease.
Like when
you
I
don't
look back
have
to my
do
grind when I had hella choices.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I was so malnourished and exhausted and poorly treated.
Yeah,
you know,
that's good.
That's
this
so
is
interesting.
That's good for me right now, because I'm like, girl, actually it's okay.
Yes.
You know, like you don't really want to have all those choices. You know what I mean? Simplify it down a little bit. I mean, I got to sit with this and think on this. This
It
is
is.
good.
and it's interesting. And I think I there's so much value in just paying attention to other women in your life or within the mainstream that you see that, you know, who everyone kind of becomes or how they experience it at different ages. I think it's interesting, especially as we talk about beauty. This is so fascinating. Like, I think there's so many different pathways women take with how they relate to their personal beauty or not, right? Like at certain ages, I think there's some women that decide they don't want to participate with it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
And there is like maybe even a rejection of it. So you do physically kind of see them showing up very differently. And depending on what else is present for some women, that might also be like a depression and a not kind of caring about the physical self
for sure
anymore at certain ages. Then I think you also see like, and this might be just my projection, but you see some women that kind of decide to hunker down even more and say, no, I'm going to dress and look like I'm 20 till I get out of here. And I want to be received like I'm 20 as well. Like I want, you know, the men in the room to have eyes on me. And I want, and there is, and sometimes, you know, the way that I've witnessed that, it is a lack of self-actualizing. So there's a lack of wisdom to draw from. So there is this deep, like kind of digging your feet in the sand around not letting go of that singular piece of your identity, which is usually like a desire to be sexy or to still get the same level of attention. And I think that's a grieving that's going to come for every woman too. It's like the attention is going to shift.
It's going to shift to the young girls and the, you know.
and just, we're in different ecosystems, right? And so it's like, how do you still love your life without some of those little thrilling moments, right? Or those little fuels that have surrounded your physicality. Then I think there's women that, and this is where I think I would like to be. This is my intention. But the women that are kind of blending, allowing their beauty to evolve and what they see as beautiful about them, right? And it doesn't have to be about like breasts or hips or ass or sex. Or, you know, like lots of makeup or outfits. Like sometimes it's about the way you know yourself and your curves, or the way a curl falls, or you know, certain more mystique things about yourself. And so you lean into that in a lot of elegance and creativity. And
I love it. That's where I want to be too.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at you and I'm looking at me, and it's like denim and a tee.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
well-placed jewelry.
Yeah.
And like,
it's just it's a more simplified approach. And really the beauty is in the living, and it's in like, you know, the way I see the world. It's the wisdom that I'm collecting.
Yeah.
You know, that's the beauty I want. And as a former skinny mini, you know, I am embracing.
I don't never know that life. That has not been my life. So God bless you, but I
you
cannot
know,
relate.
And honestly, growing up as a skinny mini, like, you know, your body image is messed up too, because everybody's like, you're so skinny, you're so skinny. So no, that being my identity forever, and now being the size I am, most people would see me and be like, oh, you know, it looks normal or whatever. I'm like, yeah, in my mind, I feel a way,
Like a different person,
a very different person.
Yeah.
But in I'm embracing, I like being fluffy. Like, you know what I mean? I like the softness that I like it. And so,
welcome.
Thank you. So it's like, yes, it's embracing the age. It's embracing the wisdom. Like, I'm more grateful for the wisdom.
Yeah.
And I would rather hold on to that than like not having wrinkles here, or you know what I'm saying? I would rather keep that.
I'm so excited to be an elder. Like I can't even, I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Yeah.
I have been waiting it's so funny. Also, I want to acknowledge that those kind of 3 archetypes I listed are not all of them.
Yeah.
Like there's so many more.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, moving on. when I was like younger and people would ask me like, who do you want to be? Like, what do you want to be in the future? At every age, and I only realized this lately, at every age, I envisioned myself as a woman with long white hair, with a circle of younger people around me, sharing interesting stories.
That's wild.
And people would be like, what do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And for me, it was never about one thing. Like I never saw my life that way, ever. Yeah. It was, I always like would respond and say like, I just know I'm going to have so many stories to tell about my life and my experiences.
Girl. Listen.
And like, that was my answer from like 10, like childhood. And the visualization I always got, and I still get the same visualization now, is just me being an elder, me being a wise woman and just, you know, no makeup on my face, long white hair, and just talking and conversing with people about life.
Funny. So funny you say that, because I know if my girlfriends are listening, they're like, that's the same thing Brandie says. Like, that's me. Like, I want to be, and I imagine a porch and a rocking chair, right? That's the setting I see. And yeah, that's what I would love to do. And like, let me go show you how to plant these plants, and you know what I'm saying? And like get our hands in some dirt. But yeah, same. And I always think, and this is the part of me that I want to live, like I want to have the experiences, because I always think, when I'm a 75-year-old woman, like, am I going to regret that thing? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably I'm going to be like, oh, that was fun. That was a good experience. Like, I truly want to lean into the things, into the living. And I think because I want to be that 75-year-old woman who lived, so I can talk to those young girls and be like, let me tell you, you know, so that they can know, like, you're going to be fine. Yeah. You're going to make it through. You're going to get to this space too. So yeah, I relate to that. For sure.
Totally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like I've been, playing with it now too. Like I'm letting my grays come in where they are. And I'm just like, let's see what this all looks like. Let's take a peek. I might change it. I might not, but like, I'm just like, taking it in for now, and we'll see. Yeah. One of the things, you know, what's interesting too, something we were talking about before we walked in was the invisible loads, right? And I think like now kind of socially and certainly there's just so many really profound like thought pieces and articles and research that are showing and kind of quantifying the emotional loads we all carry, right? The invisible loads, the things that are going on underneath the surface. And there's been some things coming out about, you know, for women, especially stay-at-home moms, like how much work you actually are doing every day, all day. But I think something we were talking about was like, when you are someone that gives and pours, you know, the world does not know, I think, how many other things are going on in your life. Like you have as many things going on in your life as everyone else and more. Because if you are in the role of kind of the wise person in your ecosystem or the healer, or you actually see clients or you guide retreats and you're in person with people and their processes, it's a lot. It's glorious. So grateful. Beautiful. And it's quite a lot. And you have to also pack in a lot of time to kind of recover from those experiences and literally tend to your physicality and your body. And a lot of us deal with chronic pain or autoimmune or have various things. And I was thinking today when we were talking, because school just started, it's back to school this week. Are yours back in school yet?
They start next week and next week. After.
Okay. Yeah, this is very early, y'all. To be back in school in August is insane to me. But so, you know, my little one went back to school on Monday and he started second grade. And like, I love our community. Like we have just such a special like school community. But something I realized, because I decided to kind of, after I got back from the book tour, was really take it easier in my July and August so that I could have a lot of time to just really be in summer with my boy. So we'd start every morning slowly and like he'd come lay in bed with me. We have slow breakfast. We, you know, take long walks, and my nervous system changed completely.
I bet it did.
So now you start back at school I'm 30, 35 minutes in traffic nonstop to drop him off.
Yeah.
And then the second you get to school, you're surrounded by at least a couple hundred other human beings before 8:00 that you're talking to, and then you have all the other kind of loads. If your child is active, like I'm in a bunch of like different groups within the school. I've signed up to volunteer to help he has basketball, he has karate, he has art, he has swimming. And I was like, oh my God, like the day he started school, my life opened up to now being in regular communication with at least 100 additional people for the next 9 months. I love all of it. I'm grateful for all of it. Like, this is my dream. Yeah. Like, literally, this is my dream for me and my child. And as an ambivert who also works nonstop and as a single mom, you're like, oh my God, it's a lot, and no one sees it.
Yeah, no, they don't. And it's true for all of us. And I think we do it almost on autopilot because we have to. And I think that's the part that we have to no, I'm not going to do this on autopilot. I'm going to be aware of the 100 people, like you said. Yeah. And I'm going to walk in that awareness so that if it starts to feel like too much, I know that I need to pull back, go recharge, as opposed to getting it. And I'm saying this to myself, okay, because I'm starting back in a couple weeks with my kids as well. Let's not turn this school year into this big autopilot party where I'm doing drop-offs, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
The birthday parties, the birthday activities,
parties, and so kind of trying to practice awareness and presence even in those little moments, and remembering my son's only going to be in first grade one time. My daughter, she's a sophomore in high school this year. I have 3 solid years of her just being in my home under my care, guaranteed, So I think it's that, because there's this invisible load. I think we also, like you said, are pouring in these careers where we love the work we get to do. But in many ways we are taking on a lot of other people's loads too, in addition to ours. And grateful for the work, but it is a lot. Yeah. It's a lot.
And it's not actually physically feasible, right? Because I know one area of my life that dips is me on social media. Because I don't actually enjoy it. It's the thing that for me is the easiest to kind of let go of. But I understand, and I hear and have heard feedback that that's challenging for people that are in community, want to be in community with me, even listeners of this show. It's challenging to not have the same kind of interaction that may happen with other people or in other spaces, on other shows. But it's there literally just isn't the time, right? And so it's I can't do everything I've just described, stay alive, live with chronic pain, have joy in my heart, and listen to God and have this space to hear God and be able to read every DM I get, right? Or respond to everything. I can't. And I know it's counterintuitive to this specific time, but that's an additional thousands of people that you are corresponding with that you don't actually know, that it's just it is a tremendous amount of additional work in addition to the actual work that you're giving and doing that even allowed people to find you in the first place. It's picking up extra jobs. And that is not what I'm called to, and I can't, and I have to. And granted, that means, you may not be able to scale in certain ways or have success in certain metrics or certain visibility. And to be just so fully, completely honest from the depths of my heart, I am so clear about that. Yeah. And that is more than okay for me. Yeah. That is my intention then, because it's either that or have all of the joy, the space, the clarity, the presence that my son deserves to have with me, that, my family, my friendships, I can't do both. I can't do both well.
Yeah.
And I want to do things well in my life. And so I have to choose, and I do.
Yeah. And I think it's so important because, and I say this all the time, because, you know, people are like, you can do it all. And you don't have to choose, like,
yes, you do.
It's like, okay. See how go ahead and do it all and see how that works out for you, because you really
can't do it all at the same time.
You can't do it at the same time. And that's what I always say. You can do it all, yes, but do one thing and then check that off and then move to the next thing, or like in different seasons, focus on, you know,
when
whatever
my son's in college, I'm gonna have a lot of time. That might be where I'm able to like answer 10 years worth of DMs.
Go all the way back, right?
But now it's not possible.
Yeah, and you get to choose, because for me, I like to create on social media. Like I like to, you know, share my words, and that's enjoyable for me. But then like when I have to keep up with like metrics and how to do it, and like
algorithm,
I can't
am I getting enough likes, or life is so stressful as it is.
Yes.
I absolutely refuse to add stress about a social media network to my life. I refuse.
I can't do it. Like I can't sign up for it. It's wild. And especially when you really know what it's doing to us anyway.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah. So I am, like showing up there, and to your point, like I don't get to do what I do if I don't show up there.
Yeah.
That's the part, right? And so I'm like right now, like
it's
what am I gonna do?
This is the conundrum, right? And I think
and
I think we're all engineering so many new frontiers, right? That just were not on the table in our childhood.
At all.
Like social media started via Facebook when I was a sophomore in college, right? So like this is not how we grew up thinking anything would be.
Nope.
Most especially work, because there was a divide prior to my adult life. There was a turning work off once you got home. And that is the evolutionary path that I was trained to believe I was on.
Yep.
So it is challenging to now say there is never an off. And you also have to not just serve with your work, but now serve in a bigger capacity when people like your work.
Yep.
And it's like, it's hard.
It's hard. And I think we see a lot of people going back to 9-to-5s, because I want to get home and I want to turn it off.
Yeah.
Like after the 5, I remember when I taught for 11 years, I taught English, and I remember getting home and turning on Oprah.
Yes.
Sometimes I miss
3
that
o'clock,
life.
baby, channel 7. Oh my God.
Man, listen, like I miss that so much sometimes. Like, and I was not the teacher that brought stuff home. Like if it didn't get work done in my work hours, then I mean, Godspeed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm home. I'm home. So, but now, it's 24/7, you know, and some of the habits of like waking up and getting right to it. And I'm like trying to break that so bad, because especially with the state of the world, I open my phone and it's some bad news.
Yeah.
And now my day started that way. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I do miss the old days in that way. And I know like you said you got a landline.
Oh yes.
Girl,
oh my God.
I'm looking like, okay.
No, that's been a game changer. So in my house, for anyone that doesn't know, I got landline phones. I have like 3 spread throughout my house. Got a home phone number. Only a few people have it. And I got clocks. Like I was at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, and in the gift shop. That's where I find so many treasures.
Oh, the best.
Oh my God.
Museums, gift shops. Yes.
And I saw these clocks that they had in there. And so I got all these clocks, and I put one in every room of my house so that I don't have to use my phone. I don't have to I also always wear a watch, but I don't have to use my phone to see what time it is. And then I'm tricked into using it.
Yep.
And then I can really be off, because if my family, my best friends, and my son's school can reach me, it's fine.
Everything's okay.
And I set up a voicemail. I put a song on my voicemail.
No.
Like, yes, I did it like so old school.
Yeah.
Grace Jones, La Vie en Rose.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
But yeah, like doing that has been really special and substantial. It's really had an effect. And I think for me in this season, I'm really trying to reclaim my natural life. Like if social media hadn't been invented, right?
Yeah.
Like if everything about life didn't turn into interacting with the internet at all times, how would I feel? Like, and because I still have memories of that, we're the last generation to, and I'm so grateful.
Oh, I'm grateful.
Because I have about 20 years of memories of that. I have really been looking to savor it and to like really purposefully. I also bought 2 radios. So I have one radio downstairs, one radio upstairs, and I just have it running on like a classical or old school or talk KCRW here in LA station.
Yeah.
And it's just on in the background and I don't have to choose it. Like that's what I love about the radio versus throwing on a playlist, which I do too. Y'all know how I feel about selection, but I don't have to make any choices when the radio's on. I don't have to interact with my phone. I don't have to choose the playlist. I don't have to put another one on.
Keep going back and hitting next or whatever.
It's not about what I control in any way. I don't even know if a song I like is going to come on, right? Like, I don't know when it's going to commercial. I needed those levels of natural surprise to come into my life of like,
good.
and it's honestly like really been, now that I'm thinking about it, like it's really been kind of life-changing to my body and my nervous system. My son and I, we don't use screens. I just pop on the radio in the background really low and like it's a companion to whatever else you're doing in the house. And
that's so good. Like I would love to make that switch. And because I think our friends had to call us and that's how we knew what was going on. So we're having that interaction. We're talking.
Oh my God, you didn't know nothing.
You didn't know anything. You didn't know what was happening.
I don't want to know so much.
We know too much. Oh my God, which causes us to judge, to compare, right? It
in
messes
real
with
time,
in
like
real
it's just
time.
insane.
It's too much. We're feeling too much and we're all over the place and our nervous systems are a wreck. Like, and it's like we have to stop and take control of it. And we can, right? We can, like, just like you did, get a landline, get a radio, introduce that. And I love like antiques and stuff anyway. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
give me a relic, baby.
Oh my gosh. Listen. So, you know what I mean? But getting back to that old school, I do feel so blessed to have had some of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of that growing up. I tell my daughter because she, this generation wants to wear headphones.
Yeah.
Every day, all day. Take them off.
Take them off.
Please.
Yeah.
So the other day.
And they're beautiful to have when you need to come back in and have kind of, I'm back in my body. I'm in my own kind of space feeling.
Yeah.
But it can also like really isolate and alienate you.
And so we had a conversation. She was not happy with me. I was like, they are not allowed in the car. If it's just me and you, if we're not on a long road trip, leave them. If we're going in a grocery store, take them off because you're not even having
things.
to. Yes. And like if someone walks up to you, you're not even looking at them. It's like you're living in your own world.
Yes.
So she doesn't realize it because this is how
this is natural.
This is her
natural life. Yeah,
and so, it's a push and pull. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You don't even know how to look someone in the eye and smile with your eyes. Because you're in your own little world in your headphones. Take them off.
These are going to be skills that are so rare and necessary as humanity changes forms over this next 100 years. Because it's changing
and we can't do anything about it, right? Like it's changing form. But what we can do is like instill, this guy the other day was like, just teaching your child the difference between fact and opinion. Like some of the things that we take so like, well, like they're not growing up with that. They're not, that's not a part of their, so I think that gift of having a little bit of both the old school and the new school, I think we're favored in that way, our generation.
And it's important to remember, and honestly, it's important to teach like through role modeling and behavior like this. For sure. I know these seem like the only paths and way to live right now. But there are other ways that are always available. That you can
tap into. And because, you're going to need to know. And I always think like, I just pray my child knows that she can believe in something. There's something greater than all this stuff that's being fed to her. Right. And, that she can anchor and center herself, inside of herself and her own beliefs, not the influences. It's so loud in the world. You know what I mean? Like, can she sit still with herself and hear from herself and hear from God? You know what I mean? So that's the stuff I sit with. That's some of that invisible load
Yeah.
You know?
Right? Because when you want to parent well, you're thinking so deeply about your children in all moments, like all the layers.
Oh, it's heavy. And those are the parts where, and okay, so this conversation where women are like not wanting to have children anymore.
Yeah.
And I have to admit that I've been a person who has said, you know what, if I could do it all again, I probably wouldn't. Right? Like, because, and not because it's so hard to parent, because I love them so much, it hurts. That part, right? But now, and I'm so glad I can say this here, I think that I was wrong, because my kids are with me for 18 to 20 years. If I look at the whole, like, if I live 80 years, that was nothing.
Flies.
It flies. And I got to love someone so much that it hurt. Yeah, I wouldn't take that back.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but you love them. You think about everything. You think about everything you say, do, how you move. And it is a load. It's a load, but it's like, oh, but what a beautiful, rich experience that we get to live and have.
It's a very thick added layer to the lived experience.
Yeah,
you know,
it
really, really is.
Yeah.
It's like, even like thinking of like, you know, when you do have to travel for work, right? And and kind of wrestling with the guilt of it, wrestling with, but also the need for it.
Yeah.
And sometimes the freedom in it.
The
and
freedom, And I think it's a good example for our children. I was thinking about this driving here, because they were like, where are you going, mommy? And I was like, I'm going to work. That's what I tell them. I'm going to work, because every day is something different.
Yeah.
So I just say work.
Yeah.
I'm going to work. But I think for my daughter, I don't feel, I like going and living my life and her witnessing that, because that is all I want for her.
And that teaches her how to be a woman,
Yes.
right? Like not through theory, not through talking at her. Like she is witnessing womanhood.
She's witnessing
and it's going to be so, like everything, the way you interact with people, the way you negotiate a deal, the way you pick your outfit and shopping.
She's like,
the way
she's
you
glued
eat,
in.
like
Do you hear
all
me?
of it.
She's glued. She is like, she's watching it all. She's picking up. And so I'm like, great, because I always say, I want you to go live like overseas, like go study abroad and like live your life freely. And so, if
you
I
have
was
such a beautiful, amazing daughter.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's an experience, you know, raising a daughter. And so I just want her to know that she can choose. She has all these choices that she can make right now. She's 15. So she's got all the choices, you know, as ours are like closing in, she's like wide open. And I just want her to know that she has all those choices. I never want to limit her. So I think for me, when the guilt, it doesn't really creep in as much really anymore when I leave my children, because also know how to live and survive on your own. Because what if something were to happen to mommy, God forbid?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to know that you can be okay without me. And I want to know that you can be okay
accumulating some
without
resilience.
me. Yeah. So I'm not that mom that's like, I don't want to do all the things with my kids. I want to live my life and I want them to live their life. And I think that it's healthy. And when I'm with them, like it's all cuddles all day. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. It's so, thank you for this very nuanced and robust conversation about womanhood and about motherhood and about rest and about beauty. Because these are the layers. And I think, you know, especially for those that are on the path of self-actualizing and also those that are on the teacher path, it's like, it's not just the work that you do on yourself, right? And I think so many of us have spent so many years doing the work on ourselves, right? But then it's the layers of embodiment, which come in these really beautiful thin sheets, layer by layer. It's kind of like, for anybody that knows this reference, which this might be way too ancient, but like if you ever were at the nail shop and you got like a silk wrap instead of acrylic, and what that looked like for them to lay down a piece of that silk and add the layer by layer, and then it turns into, oh, that's probably so old of a reference, but it reminds me of my beautiful auntie. But it really is, you know, once you get some of those bigger mountains out of you, you know, once you've made peace with some of those, you know, mythical creatures that have been roaring inside of you, you get to a new level of what the quote unquote work is. And it is that slow, nuanced deepening and embodying and observing and just getting into the fibers of what you've become.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautifully said. And again, like, just what a blessing to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm so grateful. I was driving here today, as tired as I've been, exhausted, sad, heavy. I was driving here in that stretch between the Getty and Mulholland.
Yes.
There were tears. I was like, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Because look at this blue sky and these mountains and this green.
Like how lucky am I? Oh my God. How lucky am I?
How lucky am I? How blessed, how fortunate, you know, even with the heaviness of the world, that I get to be alive at all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right
now. And with my mind intact. Like, you know what I'm saying?
God, yeah. Like, honestly, that is such, after everything so many of us have been through, especially in these last 5 years and the chaos that could be the next 10, it's like, to have your mind, to have your emotional regulation intact is miraculous. Like, it is such a gift.
Yeah. And even bigger, your heart. If we can keep our hearts soft
and
open, and if they don't harden in this hard world, that's a miracle, you know? And so, to feel that feeling when I was in that stretch of that drive, I was like, yes, I'm still soft. I'm still here. I'm still aware. I'm still so grateful in spite of all of it, how complex it all is. I'm so grateful to have my mind and my heart intact, you know?
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Yeah. I love being here. This is great. Yeah. The energy, your space, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Your backyard, listen, I'm like, it's just...
keeps me sane.
It's dreamy.
Take up gardening, everyone, okay?
Please.
And also, something I think I want to say to everyone listening is, don't take for granted the freedom we have in this moment and the access we have. We don't actually know what the world is going to look like tomorrow, right? And freedom changes.
Yes.
Right?
And we are not
Access
exempt.
changes.
We are not exempt.
And we are learning that by some of the things that are changing that we thought were unchangeable.
Yep.
Right? Some of the laws, some of the ways that the government goes about doing things, right? Like, there are things that when we were in our social studies classes and our histories classes learning about checks and balances and everything else.
Where are they?
We don't know.
Nope.
Right?
We do not.
What our lives are going to look like. So we can't take for granted. And I know it's hard to hold both. I know it's hard to look around and to hear the things, and my God, to see the things. And it's hard to see and hold all of that and also say, I'm going to make time for beauty. I'm going to take a nice walk, or I'm going to do something special for myself. I know sometimes it feels wrong and impossible, or, you know, just not the right choice to do those things. Unfair. That's so good. Unfair.
Yeah.
But push yourself, because we don't know long term what access we're going to have to what. So get this in. Like, I am savoring the goodness of my life right now.
Please.
And I'm going to have it while it's here.
Yes. Please savor it. Please notice while we can.
Yeah.
All the beauty that there is.
And all the possibility that's still present.
Yeah.
Use discernment, make wise choices, make generous choices, but fuel up.
Fuel up, and may that fuel hold us.
Yeah.
And keep us, you know, for the future that we can't see and don't know. But I pray it holds us and keeps us. We got to literally stock up on the beauty.
Yeah. Share it. Build community now. Get connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please check out Brandie's new book, Sundays and Other Musings, available where you get your books. So beautiful.
Thank you so much.
And please let everyone know how they can best connect with you.
You know what? Instagram houses all the things. Brandie Freely on Instagram, and Brandie Freely on all the other things, and .coms, and yeah.
It'll all be in the show notes of this episode. And Brandie, of course, not only has this book, but has her amazing The Escapism Retreat. So if you are feeling called to that, there will be so much more information on how you can connect with the depth of this writing, with the depth of this work, and really cultivate your own beauty practice.
Thank you.
Do you have any final thought or share as soul work for everyone listening?
You know what? Just this practice that we're talking about. Go out and find something beautiful and make it a practice every day, even when it doesn't feel fair to do so. Do it anyway and stock up on the beauty. Look for the good. I think even for myself, just noticing it and being okay and telling myself it's okay to still dream. It's okay to believe that maybe it can work out. And it can all be okay, and it can all be beautiful. It's okay to have that hope.
Yeah, why not?
Why not have that hope?
What's the alternative?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever happens is gonna happen, but I'm not going to participate in my suffering, in my own suffering.
No, I don't have to give up my hope and hand it over and say, okay, you win. I don't have to do that. So hold on to that hope and find some beauty in it. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for having me.
So good. So good. Until next episode, thank you everyone so much for listening. If you have a chance and you connected with this episode especially, share it with a friend. Who do you think could be served by this? If it is possible in your time space, please leave a rating and type up a review for the show for Deeply Well. If you're listening on Apple, drop a comment. If you are watching on YouTube, hello. And if you have gotten my new book, Living in Wisdom, please leave a review and give me some stars. Much love, everyone. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back next week. Namaste.
To give up my hope and hand it over and say, okay, you win. I don't have to do that. So hold on to that hope and find some beauty in it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for having me.
So good. So good. Until next episode, thank you everyone so much for listening. If you have a chance and you connected with this episode especially, share it with a friend. Who do you think could be served by this? If it is possible in your time space, please leave a rating and type up a review for the show for Deeply Well. If you're listening on Apple, drop a comment. If you are watching on YouTube, hello. And if you have gotten my new book, Living in Wisdom, please leave a review and give me some stars. Much love, everyone. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back next week. Namaste.